You may believe you have a measure of this place, this Liverpool. Perhaps you conjure images of familiar melodies, of maritime echoes, of a spirit both boisterous and unyielding. But like the deepest oceans, what is known on the surface often belies the extraordinary complexities that lie beneath, waiting patiently for discovery. Prepare then to recalibrate your understanding, for the city we are about to explore thrives on the unexpected, on layers of history and human endeavor far richer and more surprising than common perception allows. We invite you to look again with fresh eyes at a landscape sculpted by time and tenacity. Indeed, this urban ecosystem is a realm of startling contrasts and carefully guarded secrets. From the subterranean enigmas that burrow deep beneath its bustling streets to the colossal cathedrals that pierce the skyline, their very scale a testament to human ambition and faith. Here, the fervent passion of sporting rivalries ignites the air with an almost tribal intensity, while the aromas of culinary traditions, both ancient and newly adopted, offer sustenance you may never have encountered. This is a city that pulsates with a life force that is undeniably louder, undeniably prouder, and possesses a wild, untamed heart that often eludes the casual observer, a vibrant creature in its own unique habitat. Welcome, then, to this extraordinary conurbation, Liverpool. It stands as a defiant beacon, the very heart of England's enduring spirit of rebellion, a place where rhythm is not merely heard, but felt in the cobblestones, and where resilience is woven into the very fabric of its being. This is not just a collection of buildings and streets, but a living testament to the human capacity to endure, to adapt, and to flourish, often against formidable odds. It is a city that has faced the tempests of history and emerged time and again with its unique character not only intact but burnished by the trials it has overcome, its voice more resonant than ever. In this journey, this documentary exploration, we shall endeavour to unearth 15 remarkable, often startling truths about this city. A city that gifted the world the Beatles, their melodies forever entwined with its narrative. A city that dared to construct cathedrals of such breathtaking scale they challenge our very notions of sacred architecture. And a city that cradles a more shadowed, complex past just beneath the veneer of its vibrant present. Let us now immerse ourselves to dive deep into the very soul of Liverpool, a city that doesn't just whisper its history but sings it with an undeniable, powerful voice and shouts its identity for all the world to hear. Here in Liverpool, the very stones beneath our feet seem to hum with an ancient melody, a resonance carried from centuries past. The historic charm is not a superficial veneer, but an intrinsic quality, etched into the grand facades of its venerable buildings, and whispered along the quaysides where the ghosts of maritime empires still linger. One can almost sense the weight of history, the countless voyages launched, the fortunes made and lost, all contributing to the foundational narrative of this remarkable place. This is where the story of modern Liverpool began, built upon the ambitions and the toil of generations who looked to the sea for their destiny and their sustenance. And yet, interwoven with this undeniable elegance is the raw, unvarnished truth of its industrial grit. This city was, for a significant period, a crucible of the Industrial Revolution, a powerhouse of trade and manufacturing. The robust architecture, the vast warehouses, and the sturdy docklands stand as monuments to an era of relentless labor, of sweat and steam. A time when the rhythm of the city was dictated by the clang of metal and the call of the factory whistle. This industrial backbone, though perhaps less celebrated in lyrical odes, is crucial to understanding the unyielding character of Liverpool, a spirit forged in the heat of industry and the crucible of hard work. But this industrial landscape, far from stifling creativity, became an astonishing canvas for artistic expression. As if in response to the utilitarian nature of its working heart, a vibrant counter-narrative of art began to flourish. From the defiant splashes of colour in street murals that adorn weathered brick walls, transforming forgotten corners into open-air galleries to the hallowed halls of its esteemed art institutions, Liverpool demonstrates a profound and enduring relationship with the arts. It is a city that understands that beauty and meaning can be found and indeed created, even amidst the remnants of a more utilitarian age, a testament to the adaptability of the human spirit. This juxtaposition, this constant interplay between the echoes of a storied past and the assertive pulse of the present, creates a fascinating tension. The venerable and the contemporary do not merely coexist here. They engage in a dynamic dialogue, sometimes clashing, sometimes harmonizing, but always contributing to the city's unique and compelling atmosphere. It is this very contrast, the seamless and sometimes jarring blend of ancient melody and modern life, of industrial sinew and artistic soul, that defines this particular habitat. Liverpool is a city that wears its history openly, yet strides confidently towards the future, its identity shaped by this rich, multifaceted heritage. Within the vibrant ecosystem of Liverpool, a particularly distinctive and formidable presence is that of its women. Their character, much like the city itself, appears to have been uniquely shaped by the ever-present influence of the River Mersey and the relentless tides of its port city heritage. For generations, this was a place where life was intrinsically linked to the sea, a source of livelihood, of connection to the wider world, but also of uncertainty and protracted absences. Such an environment inevitably cultivates a profound resilience, a self-reliance born from necessity, a spirit that is both enduring and remarkably resourceful. This inherent strength is a hallmark, an undeniable characteristic often observed and commented upon. It is not merely a physical robustness, though that too may be present, but more significantly, a deep-seated inner fortitude. There is a directness in their manner, an honesty that can be both disarming and refreshing, a no-nonsense approach to life's challenges that speaks of a pragmatic understanding of the world. This is the strength that has navigated countless domestic voyages while partners were at sea, that has managed households and communities, often with limited resources but boundless determination, a testament to their unwavering spirit. Flowing directly from this wellspring of resilience is a unique and palpable sense of pride. It is a pride that is multifaceted, pride in their city with its rich and sometimes turbulent history, pride in their heritage, the stories of their ancestors woven into the local lore, pride in their families, the bedrock of their community, and an unshakable pride in themselves. This is not arrogance, but a quiet, firm self-assurance, a knowledge of their own worth and the contributions they make to the fabric of Liverpool. It manifests in their confident bearing, their articulate expression, and their fierce loyalty to their own. This potent combination of strength and pride can be seen as a direct legacy of Liverpool's identity as a port. A gateway to the world, it was a place of constant flux, of arrivals and departures, of diverse cultures meeting and mingling. The women of such a city were often the anchors, the constants in a world of variables, tasked with maintaining stability and continuity amidst the ebb and flow of maritime life. They developed a worldly awareness, an adaptability, and an independent spirit that continues to define them today, making them a truly integral and defining feature of this port city's unique character. Here, in this bustling port city where the tang of the sea air mingles with the urban hum, the culinary heart of Liverpool beats with a steady, comforting rhythm. It is a rhythm expressed most profoundly in a single, iconic dish, Scouse. This humble stew, more than mere sustenance, is a liquid chronicle of the city's maritime past, a direct descendant of the lobscouse that nourished sailors on long, arduous voyages across the vast, unforgiving oceans. Its very name whispers tales of hardy resilience, of making do, and of the profound comfort found in a warm bowl shared among comrades against the backdrop of the wild open sea, a culinary anchor in a life of constant motion. One must appreciate the simple genius of its composition, a testament to the pragmatic yet flavorful approach of generations past. Traditionally, it features hearty chunks of lamb or beef, simmered slowly, patiently, until they achieve a melting tenderness. These are accompanied by the stalwarts of the earth potatoes, carrots and onions, and each contributing its unique character to the melded whole. The broth, rich and savory, becomes infused with the essence of its components, a deeply satisfying liquid that speaks of home and hearth. There is no elaborate trickery here, no fleeting culinary fashion, only the enduring appeal of wholesome ingredients treated with respect and a deep understanding of their inherent goodness. The cultural significance of Scouse in Liverpool cannot be overstated. It is woven into the very fabric of the city's identity. It represents warmth, hospitality, and a sense of community. To share a bowl of Scouse is to partake in a ritual that connects Liverpudlians to their ancestors, to the dockers, the sailors, and the families who built this city with their sweat and spirit. It is a dish often associated with cold, blustery days, offering solace and strength when the Mersey winds blow keenly. In its unassuming simplicity, Scouse embodies a stoic pride, a refusal to be anything other than authentically itself, much like the city that champions it. And like any truly beloved tradition, Scouse allows for subtle variations, a personal touch from one kitchen to another. Some families might add a secret ingredient, a particular herb or spice passed down through generations, lending their version a unique signature. Others debate the ideal consistency, whether it should be thick enough for a fork to stand in or a more brothy concoction. Served often with pickled beetroot or red cabbage and a slice of crusty bread for mopping up every last precious drop, it remains a steadfast feature on pub menus and family dinner tables alike, a delicious, edible emblem of Liverpool's enduring spirit and its rich, unassuming heritage. Liverpool, a city intrinsically linked to the ebb and flow of global tides, possesses an extraordinary capacity for celebration, a natural inclination to gather and share in communal joy. This spirit finds its most vibrant expression in a remarkable calendar of festivals, events that transform its public spaces into arenas of music, art, and cultural exchange. These are not mere entertainments. They are vital affirmations of the city's diverse soul, moments when its multifaceted identity is put on glorious display for all to witness and partake in. The air itself seems to thrum with anticipation as these periods of collective effervescence approach, promising connection and discovery. Perhaps no event encapsulates this spirit more profoundly than Africa Oye, the UK's largest free celebration of African music and culture. For over 2 decades, Sefton Park has become the annual stage for an astonishing array of talent from across the vast African continent and its diaspora. The rhythms are infectious, a compelling call to move, to dance, to feel the ancient pulse of drums and the soaring melodies of voices rich with history and passion. It is a spectacular showcase of diversity, from Saharan blues to West African highlife, from Afrobeat to desert rock, a testament to the continent's immense artistic wealth offered freely to the people of Liverpool. But the celebration of global cultures extends far beyond this singular, magnificent event. Liverpool's festival scene is a rich mosaic, reflecting the many communities that have made this city their home. One might encounter the vibrant colours and intricate dances of Indian festivals, the passionate expressions of Latin American culture, or the unique traditions of Eastern European communities, all shared with an open heart. These gatherings serve as powerful reminders of the interconnectedness of our world, fostering understanding and appreciation between people of different backgrounds, breaking down barriers through the universal languages of music, food and art, creating a truly international atmosphere within the city's bounds. The importance of these culturally diverse festivals lies not only in their artistic merit but also in their profound social impact. They provide platforms for artists who might otherwise remain unheard, offer spaces for communities to celebrate their heritage with pride, and create opportunities for cross-cultural dialogue and learning. In a world that can often feel divided, these festivals are beacons of unity, demonstrating how shared experiences can build bridges and strengthen the social fabric. They are a living embodiment of Liverpool's welcoming nature, its historical role as a melting pot, and its ongoing commitment to being a city for everyone, a place where difference is not just tolerated but actively celebrated. For any organism contemplating a new habitat, the availability and accessibility of resources are paramount considerations. And so, for those drawn to the unique ecosystem of Liverpool, the question of affordability naturally arises. How does the cost of sustaining a life here by the storied banks of the River Mersey compare to other urban environments within these isles? It is a practical inquiry, yet one that underpins the potential for a thriving existence. Generally, Liverpool presents itself as a city offering a more accessible cost of living than many of its larger UK counterparts, particularly those situated further south, a factor that undoubtedly contributes to its diverse and dynamic population. Let us first examine the fundamental need for shelter. Housing, that essential refuge, varies in price across the city's distinct districts. One might find grand Victorian terraces in leafy suburbs, modern apartments overlooking the redeveloped docklands, or more modest yet characterful homes in close-knit communities. Rental prices, while subject to the universal laws of supply and demand, tend to be notably more forgiving than in, say, the capital. Similarly, for those aspiring to ownership, the prospect of acquiring property may seem a more attainable dream here, allowing individuals and families to establish firm roots in this historic city without facing the daunting financial precipices found elsewhere. Beyond the crucial expense of a roof overhead, the daily sustenance of life, the groceries, the utilities that power and warm our homes, also contributes to the overall economic equation. Here, Liverpool offers a reasonable landscape. Local markets brimming with fresh produce often provide excellent value, connecting consumers directly with the fruits of the region's agricultural efforts. Supermarkets cater to all budgets, and the cost of essential services like electricity, gas, and water, while influenced by national trends, does not typically impose an overwhelming burden, allowing residents to manage their household expenditures with a degree of comfort and predictability. The general perception, then, among those who call Liverpool home, is often one of fair value. The pound, it seems, stretches a little further here, acquiring a quality of life that might be harder to achieve elsewhere, with the same financial resources. This is not to suggest that economic challenges are non-existent, for no urban centre is entirely immune to such pressures. However, the relative affordability, particularly concerning the foundational elements of housing and daily necessities, creates a supportive economic environment, allowing the city's inhabitants to focus on more than just making ends meet and to truly engage with the rich cultural and social life on offer. Here on the ancient ridge of St James's Mount stands a colossal testament to human endeavour and spiritual aspiration, the Liverpool Cathedral. It is a structure that does not merely occupy space, but commands it. Its immense form a brooding, magnificent presence against the ever-shifting Merseyside sky. This is not simply a large building, it is, by some measures, one of the very largest cathedrals on our planet, a mountain of hand-carved sandstone that speaks of ambition on a truly epic scale. Its vastness is a statement, a declaration of faith rendered in stone, designed to inspire awe and draw the eye and indeed the spirit heavenward from the bustling city below. The genesis of this extraordinary edifice is a story of unwavering vision and relentless perseverance. Conceived in the nascent years of the 20th century, its construction spanned generations, a monumental undertaking that weathered 2 world wars and profound social change. Imagine the sheer human effort, the quarrying and shaping of countless tons of ruddy Woolton sandstone, the intricate calculations of architects and engineers, the patient, skilled labour of stonemasons and craftsmen, each contributing to a vision that many would not live to see fully realised. This cathedral is more than stone and mortar. It's a chronicle of dedication, a legacy built slowly, meticulously over decades of unwavering commitment to a grand design. The architectural style, a magnificent interpretation of Gothic revival, imbues the structure with a timeless grandeur, yet it possesses a character uniquely its own. Designed by the young Giles Gilbert Scott, who was remarkably only 22 and a Roman Catholic when he won the competition, its lines soar with a powerful, almost muscular grace. The warm, reddish hue of the local sandstone lends it an earthy strength, connecting it deeply to the very land upon which it stands. Light, that ever-present sculptor, plays across its textured facades, revealing intricate details and casting deep shadows, creating a dynamic interplay that shifts with the hours and seasons, ensuring the cathedral never appears quite the same twice. For the first-time visitor, the approach itself is a carefully orchestrated experience, a gradual unveiling of its prodigious scale. As one draws nearer, the sheer magnitude of the walls, the towering height of the central tower, one of the tallest of its kind in the world, begins to truly register, instilling a profound sense of humility. Stepping across its threshold is to transition from the vibrant, often chaotic rhythm of modern Liverpool into a sanctuary of profound stillness and palpable history. Here, the clamour of the everyday recedes, replaced by an atmosphere thick with the silent prayers and whispered hopes of countless souls who have sought solace within its embrace. A short distance from its Anglican counterpart, yet a world away in architectural philosophy, stands another of Liverpool's great spiritual landmarks, the Metropolitan Cathedral of Christ the King. Its appearance is immediately undeniably striking, a bold declaration of 20th century design that eschews traditional ecclesiastical forms. Affectionately and sometimes quizzically nicknamed Paddy's Wigwam or the Mersey Funnel by locals, its distinctive circular structure, tapering towards a central lantern tower resembling a crown of thorns, presents a compelling, almost futuristic silhouette against the urban landscape, a true testament to architectural daring and innovation in sacred spaces. The architectural philosophy underpinning this remarkable edifice was one of deliberate departure, a conscious effort to embrace the spirit of modernity and create a space for worship that resonated with the contemporary age. Following several aborted designs, including an immensely ambitious classical plan by Sir Edwin Lutyens, of which only the crypt was completed, a competition in the 1960s sought a more realizable vision. Sir Frederick Gibbard's winning design was revolutionary, a cathedral in the round conceived to foster a sense of communal participation in the liturgy, a direct response to the evolving theological currents of the Second Vatican Council, emphasizing unity and inclusivity. The materials chosen for its construction, predominantly concrete, aluminium, and vast expanses of stained glass, are themselves emblematic of the modern era. These elements combine to create its unique sculptural form, a powerful essay in geometric precision and engineering prowess. The circular design is deeply symbolic, representing eternity and the all-embracing nature of faith, with the altar positioned centrally, drawing the congregation together in a shared spiritual experience. This radical approach was not merely an aesthetic choice but a profound theological statement, challenging centuries of traditional church layout and forging a new path for sacred architecture. Unsurprisingly, its unveiling provoked a spectrum of reactions, from sheer astonishment and admiration for its audacity to bewilderment from those accustomed to more conventional religious buildings. It was undeniably a conversation starter, a piece of architecture that demanded attention and defied easy categorization. Over time, however, this once controversial structure has been warmly embraced, becoming not only a cherished spiritual home for Liverpool's Catholic community, but also an iconic, much photographed landmark, a symbol of the city's bold, forward-looking character and its capacity to harmonize the ancient with the avant-garde. In the cultural heart of Liverpool, a city renowned for its artistic vibrancy, stands a revered institution dedicated to the visual arts, the Walker Art Gallery. Often affectionately referred to as the National Gallery of the North, this magnificent edifice houses one of the most significant public art collections outside of London. It is a sanctuary where masterpieces from across centuries and continents converge, offering visitors a profound journey through the evolution of human creativity, a place where the silent language of art speaks volumes to those who come to observe and contemplate its myriad forms. The sheer breadth and depth of its collection are truly remarkable, a testament to decades of careful curation and generous patronage. Within its hallowed halls, one can traverse an extraordinary timeline of artistic expression, from the devotional intensity of early Renaissance painters, capturing spiritual fervor with meticulous detail, to the revolutionary brushstrokes of impressionist masters, chasing fleeting moments of light and color. The gallery proudly showcases an outstanding array of British art, particularly Victorian and pre-Raphaelite works, alongside significant European Old Masters and a dynamic collection of contemporary pieces, ensuring a rich and varied experience for every art lover. The experience of entering the Walker Art Gallery is in itself an immersion in classical grandeur. The imposing neoclassical facade, with its stately columns and ornate carvings, sets a dignified tone, preparing the visitor for the treasures that lie within its walls. Inside, spacious, well-lit galleries provide a serene backdrop for the artworks, allowing each piece to command attention and communicate its unique story. A hushed reverence often pervades these spaces, a shared understanding among visitors of the profound cultural heritage preserved and celebrated here, a quiet respect for the genius captured on canvas and in sculpture. Within this haven of artistic excellence, visitors can embark on a captivating exploration of diverse artistic movements and individual visionary talents. One might encounter the dramatic chiaroscuro of a 17th century Dutch masterpiece, the romantic idealism of the pre-Raphaelite Brotherhood, or the bold experimentation of 20th century innovators. The gallery doesn't just display art, it curates a dialogue between different eras and styles, inviting contemplation on the enduring themes of human existence as expressed through the artist's eye and hand, offering a window into the souls of creators past and present. Beneath the bustling city of Liverpool, far from the familiar cries of the gulls and the rumble of modern life, lies a hidden kingdom, a labyrinthine network of tunnels vast and perplexing, carved from the very sandstone upon which the city stands. These are the Williamson Tunnels, an extraordinary feat of subterranean engineering, shrouded in mystery and the enduring legacy of one profoundly eccentric individual. Their existence is a curious anomaly, a silent, sprawling testament to a vision, or perhaps a compulsion that defies easy explanation. Here, deep underground, the echoes of the past resonate with a peculiar insistence, inviting us to delve into a world largely unseen and only partially understood, a subterranean wilderness crafted by human hands. The architect of this enigmatic underworld was Joseph Williamson, a prosperous merchant and philanthropist of the early 19th century, often dubbed the Mole of Edge Hill. A man of considerable wealth and, it would seem, even greater idiosyncrasy. Williamson, for reasons that remain tantalizingly obscure, dedicated the later years of his life and a significant portion of his fortune to this monumental excavation. He left behind no detailed plans, no definitive statement of purpose, only these vast, echoing chambers and passages that snake beneath a substantial portion of the Edge Hill district. His motives, like the deepest recesses of his creation, are largely unlit, sparking debate and speculation that continue to this day among historians and enthusiasts alike. The tunnels themselves are a marvel of brute force and persistent labor. They vary dramatically in size and shape, from grand, multi-leveled caverns with soaring arches to narrow, winding passages that seem to lead nowhere in particular. Some sections are meticulously brick-lined, showcasing a surprising degree of craftsmanship, while others remain raw, hewn directly from the red sandstone. The marks of the pickaxes still visible like fresh wounds upon ancient stone. The sheer scale is bewildering. A complex warren that extends for unknown distances, much of it still buried under decades, even centuries of rubble and infill, a sleeping giant awaiting rediscovery. One can only imagine the darkness, the damp, the sheer physical exertion involved in their creation. Every great city, like a majestic and ancient tree, possesses not only branches reaching for the sun, but also roots that delve into darker, more complex soils. Liverpool, a city renowned for its vibrant culture, its indomitable spirit, and its rich maritime heritage, is no exception. Beyond the celebrated facades and the lively hum of its contemporary life, there exist shadows, echoes of historical struggles and the enduring impact of industrial might. To truly understand this remarkable place, one must also acknowledge these less illuminated aspects, for they too have shaped its character, forged its resilience, and contributed to the very fabric of its identity. These are the stories seldom told, the undercurrents beneath the surface. The city's rise to prominence as a global port during the 18th and 19th centuries was inextricably linked with the currents of international trade, some of which carried a heavy human cost. While Liverpool itself was not a primary port for the transatlantic slave trade, in the same way as Bristol or London in its earliest phases, the wealth generated by industries reliant on slave-produced goods, such as cotton, sugar and tobacco, undeniably flowed into the city, contributing to its rapid expansion and prosperity. This historical entanglement, though complex and often debated, forms a somber chapter in the city's narrative. Furthermore, the Industrial Revolution, while bringing immense growth, also brought with it harsh living and working conditions for vast swathes of the population, crammed into overcrowded tenements, battling poverty and disease. As the tides of global commerce shifted in the 20th century, Liverpool faced profound economic challenges. The decline of its traditional maritime industries, the closure of docks, and the contraction of manufacturing led to periods of severe hardship. Unemployment soared, communities that had thrived for generations found themselves struggling for survival, and parts of the city fell into dereliction. These were times of immense strain, testing the spirit of the Liverpudlian people. The scars of this deindustrialization are still visible in some areas, a poignant reminder of a past when the lifeblood of the port seemed to ebb, leaving behind a sense of uncertainty and a fight for a new future. Here, where the mighty River Mersey meets the Irish Sea, stands one of Liverpool's most iconic and soul-stirring vistas, the Pierhead. This is more than just a waterfront. It is a grand stage upon which centuries of maritime history have played out, a place where the city greets the world and the world, in turn, has come to Liverpool. The very air seems charged with the echoes of ships' horns, the cries of dock workers and the hopes and dreams of countless emigrants and travellers who once passed this way. It is a place of immense visual power, a testament to Liverpool's former maritime supremacy and its enduring connection to the vast open waters. Recognised for its outstanding universal value, the Pierhead, as part of Liverpool's historic waterfront, proudly bears the designation of a UNESCO World Heritage Site. This prestigious acknowledgement underscores its global significance, not merely as a collection of impressive buildings, but as a symbol of an era when Liverpool was a pivotal hub of international trade and migration. The architectural ensemble here speaks volumes of the city's confidence and ambition during its golden age, a period when it was often referred to as the second city of the empire. The grandeur of the Pierhead is a direct reflection of the wealth and power that flowed through this great port. Dominating the skyline are the Three Graces, a trio of magnificent early 20th century edifices that have become synonymous with Liverpool itself. The Royal Liver Building, with its iconic liverbirds perched atop its towers, watching over the city and the sea. The Cunard Building, the former headquarters of the eponymous shipping line, exuding Italian Renaissance elegance. And the Port of Liverpool Building, with its ornate Edwardian Baroque dome, a grand declaration of maritime authority. Together they form an unparalleled architectural spectacle, a proud and enduring symbol of Liverpool's identity, standing as steadfast sentinels at the river's edge. The views from the Pierhead are quite simply breathtaking. Looking out across the wide, often choppy expanse of the River Mersey, one can observe the famous ferries, immortalized in song, plying their route between Liverpool and the Wirral Peninsula. On a clear day, the distant silhouette of the Welsh hills can be discerned on the horizon. The ever-changing interplay of light and weather across the water and sky creates a dynamic, living panorama, a constant source of inspiration and reflection. It is a place where one can feel the pulse of the river and sense the vastness of the sea beyond. A truly captivating experience. Here, in the vibrant heart of Merseyside, a phenomenon occurs with a regularity and fervour that borders on the sacred. It is a force that shapes weekends, dictates moods and forges identities. We speak, of course, of football. In Liverpool, it is more than a mere pastime. It is an intrinsic part of the city's DNA, a pulsating rhythm that echoes through its streets and alleyways. Two colossal entities, Liverpool Football Club, the Reds of Anfield, and Everton Football Club, the Blues of Goodison Park, stand as totems of this devotion. Their stadiums, separated by a mere park, are hallowed grounds where legends are made and hearts are irrevocably pledged. A geographical testament to a rivalry as old as the modern game itself, yet often underscored by a profound shared respect. Observe the approach to Anfield on a match day. A crimson tide of humanity flows towards the stadium, a pilgrimage undertaken with unwavering faith. The air crackles with an almost tangible energy, a collective anticipation that builds with every step. Then the anthem, You'll Never Walk Alone, a chorus that swells from tens of thousands of throats, not just a song but a solemn vow, a declaration of unity that can send shivers down the spine of even the most neutral observer. This is the realm of Liverpool FC, a club steeped in a history of glorious triumphs, both domestic and across the great European theatre, its name synonymous with thrilling football and an indomitable spirit nurtured by generations of fiercely loyal supporters. Across Stanley Park, another bastion of footballing pride stands resolute. Goodison Park, the venerable home of Everton FC, affectionately known as the Grand Old Lady, it exudes a character and history all its own, a place where the echoes of past glories still resonate. Here the Toffees, clad in royal blue, gather with a passion no less intense than their neighbours. Their loyalty is a testament to resilience, a fierce pride in their club's significant heritage as one of the founding members of the Football League. They are a community bound by a shared identity, a deep-rooted affection for their team. Through seasons of challenge and moments of sublime victory, their spirit unwavering, their support a constant. And then there is the Merseyside Derby, a fixture that brings the city to a standstill, a contest where bragging rights are fiercely contested in homes, workplaces and pubs across Liverpool. Families may find themselves divided, red scarves clashing with blue, yet beneath the rivalry lies a shared understanding of what this game means. It is a biannual spectacle of raw emotion, a concentrated burst of passion that showcases the city's deep love for the sport. For these 90 minutes, allegiances are paramount, the tension palpable, but ultimately it is a celebration of football itself, a unique cultural event that binds this community together, even in its passionate division. Nestled within the historic architecture of the Royal Albert Dock, itself a grand monument to a bygone era of seafaring prowess, stands the Merseyside Maritime Museum. This institution serves as a vital custodian, preserving and narrating the epic saga of Liverpool's profound connection with the oceans. For centuries, this city was not merely a port, but a global nexus, a dynamic epicenter of international trade and human migration. Its docks bustled with an intensity that shaped not only its own destiny, but also influenced the course of world events, a testament to the ambition and enterprise that thrived on the banks of the Mersey. Within the museum's halls, the golden age of sail and steam unfurls before the visitor's eyes. Magnificent, meticulously crafted ship models stand as silent witnesses to the grandeur of vessels that once conquered the world's oceans. Navigational instruments, gleaming brass and polished wood, speak of the skill and daring of master mariners who charted unknown waters. Through these exhibits, we learn how Liverpool's quays became a global marketplace, a conduit for commodities like cotton, sugar and tobacco, which flowed inwards from distant lands and outwards to fuel burgeoning industries, profoundly altering economies and lifestyles across continents, driven by relentless innovation in maritime technology. Yet beyond the grand narratives of trade and empire, the museum illuminates the deeply personal human stories woven into this maritime tapestry. It gives voice to the legions of dock workers, the unsung heroes whose labor built and sustained the port's might. It tells of the anxious families watching from the shore, awaiting the safe return of loved ones from perilous voyages. It chronicles the growth of diverse communities as people from across the globe were drawn to the promise of the port, enriching the city's cultural landscape. These individual experiences of hardship and hope, of danger and dedication are carefully preserved, offering a poignant counterpoint to the tales of industrial scale. Here on the banks of the mighty River Mersey stands a testament to Liverpool's formidable maritime past, the Royal Albert Dock. Conceived in an era of immense industrial ambition, its construction was a marvel of Victorian engineering, a bold statement in brick and iron. These colossal warehouses, designed by Jesse Hartley and Philip Hardwick, were revolutionary for their time. Built entirely from non-combustible materials, a sanctuary for the precious cargoes that flowed through this global gateway. For decades, these structures hummed with the relentless activity of trade, the air thick with the scent of exotic goods and the calls of dock workers, a vital organ in the beating heart of a port that connected Britain to the world. The sheer scale of this endeavour speaks volumes of the city's confidence and its pivotal role in international commerce. Yet, as the tides of industry turned and the nature of shipping evolved, a period of silence descended upon these magnificent edifices. The once bustling quaysides grew quiet, the cavernous interiors lay dormant, their robust architecture a poignant reminder of a bygone era. The decline was a slow, creeping stillness as the vibrant pulse of global trade found new arteries, leaving these grand structures in a state of suspended animation. It was a challenging chapter, a time when the future of such a vast industrial heritage site seemed uncertain, a sleeping giant awaiting a new purpose, a new dream to reawaken its colossal form from its slumber by the water's edge, its future hanging in the balance. Then came the visionaries, those who saw not decay but potential. The task of transforming these historic warehouses into a modern cultural hub was monumental, a delicate dance between preservation and innovation. Each iron column, each weathered brick held a story, a whisper of the past that needed to be honoured even as new life was breathed into the old bones of the dock. Restorers and architects worked with meticulous care, navigating the complexities of adapting these robust functional structures for entirely new roles. Galleries, museums, eateries and shops. It was an act of profound respect for heritage, a commitment to ensuring that Liverpool's industrial legacy would not be erased but rather reimagined for generations to come, a beacon of thoughtful regeneration. In the post-war landscape of Liverpool, a city rebuilding its spirit and structures, the seeds of a global phenomenon were quietly sown. Here, amidst the terraced houses and the resilient communities, 4 young men, John, Paul, George and Ringo, found their voices. The air was thick with the influences of American rock and roll, the raw energy of skiffle, a do-it-yourself music that resonated deeply with the working-class youth. This was the fertile ground from which the Beatles emerged. Their early lives shaped by the everyday realities, the aspirations and the unique cultural blend of this vibrant port city. Their beginnings were unassuming, yet charged with a creative fervour that would soon captivate the world. The streets of their youth became immortalised in their lyrics, transforming ordinary places into sites of pilgrimage. Penny Lane, with its suburban charm, its bus shelters and barbershops, was not merely a backdrop, but a source of vivid imagery, a microcosm of the everyday life they so brilliantly translated into song. Strawberry Field, the grounds of a Salvation Army children's home, offered a place of childhood escape and imagination, later becoming a poignant symbol of introspection and nostalgia. These locations, imbued with personal histories and formative experiences, provided a rich tapestry of inspiration, grounding their extraordinary musical journey in the relatable realities of their upbringing, a testament to the power of place in shaping artistic vision. The Cavern Club, a cramped brick-arched cellar pulsating with youthful energy, became the crucible where their immense talent was forged. Night after night in this subterranean haven, they honed their craft, their sound reverberating through the damp air, captivating a burgeoning local following. The intimacy of the venue, the sheer proximity to their audience, fostered a unique connection and allowed them to experiment, to develop their electrifying stage presence and their distinctive musical chemistry. It was here, amidst the sweat and the sound, that the raw energy of the Beatles began to coalesce into the polished, innovative force that would soon conquer the world, a vital period of intense creative incubation. And so our journey through the multifaceted world of Liverpool, with its layers of history, its vibrant culture and its indomitable spirit, draws towards its conclusion, yet the echoes of its unique stories inevitably linger. We invite you now, as fellow explorers of this remarkable planet, to share your own discoveries and reflections. Which of these carefully unveiled Liverpool secrets, these surprising facts and hidden depths truly resonated with you, perhaps even blew your mind with its unexpected truth or its profound insight? We encourage you to venture into the comments section below, a digital forum designed for shared experiences and burgeoning curiosities, a place to connect over the wonders we have witnessed. If, through the lens of our exploration, you have felt the undeniable rhythmic heartbeat of this extraordinary city, a powerful testament to its resilience, its creativity, and its enduring spirit, then we humbly ask you to acknowledge this connection. Smash that like button, a simple gesture that signifies your engagement and appreciation, and which, in turn, fuels our ongoing expeditions into the remarkable. And for those among you who yearn for further explorations, for more narratives unearthed from the rich and diverse tapestry of our planet, consider this a heartfelt invitation. Hit subscribe and join our ever-growing community of curious minds, a collective dedicated to uncovering raw and untold stories from every conceivable corner of the globe, bringing distant worlds a little closer. Liverpool, as we have witnessed through these fleeting glimpses, is far more than a mere collection of well-known landmarks or historical anecdotes. It is a living, breathing organism, a complex ecosystem constantly evolving, yet deeply and irrevocably rooted in its formidable, often turbulent past. Its capacity for reinvention, its defiant creativity, its unyielding sense of pride. These are the powerful, invisible currents that flow through its bustling streets, its evocative music, and, most importantly, through the hearts of its people. We sincerely hope this exploration has not merely informed your understanding, but has also ignited a spark of enduring curiosity, a desire to look beyond the immediate surface to perceive the intricate connections that define a place. So, until our paths cross once more, on another expedition into the heart of the unknown, into another city with its own unique song to sing, we bid you adieu for now. Carry with you the spirit of inquiry that Liverpool so generously fosters, the thrill of discovery that awaits around every corner, in every story whispered by the wind off the Mersey. Keep exploring the myriad wonders of our shared world, keep questioning the narratives presented to you, and above all, keep traveling deeper into the rich, complex fabric of our planet.